A few weeks ago, I did a video about tariffs and how they affect our sewing supplies. Today, I wanted to give you a brief update about that subject. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I have this brief article here from BBC, and it gives us a little bit of information about what's going on now with the tariffs. We're going to read a little bit from that, and then I will chime in with my commentary. It says relief on China's factory floors as U.S. tariffs put on hold. There's vast empty space in the middle of the factory floor in Foshan in South China, where workers should be welding high-end air fryers for the U.S. market. Derek Wang says his American customers were wowed by his first air fryer models, which are controlled via smartphones and can also bake, roast, and grill. Hey, this is a sidebar, but I don't know how I feel about electronics in cooking things. That's just me. But let's continue. But then on April 2nd, Donald Trump's liberation tariffs hit all Chinese goods entering the U.S., eventually reaching 145%, and his clients asked him to pause production. I tried to keep smiling through my anxiety for the sake of my 40 workers, he told BBC. On Wednesday, as a deal to ease trade war came into effect, Mr. Wang said his U.S. buyers were back on the phone. Both countries still face some tariffs. There is at least 30% tax on all Chinese goods entering the U.S., and Beijing has kept a 10% levy on American goods coming into the country, down from 125%. Okay, so I'm just going to stop it right there. I think that this is a huge advancement in this particular situation. We're going to see where things will go in the next couple of days because the situation is still very volatile, but it is an improvement. But there have still been some changes at the local stores that I have seen. And I just went to Hobby Lobby because Hobby Lobby is the closest to my home. So I went there just to see what changes there has been, particularly on the fabric aisle. If you haven't already seen my previous video about the tariffs, then I would suggest that you go and check that out. On my previous video, I went to Hobby Lobby and looked at a lot of the SKUs for items that they had inside of the store. The overwhelming majority of the fabric was either from Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, or China. When I returned to the store today, what I found is that there has been a slight change in where the fabrics are coming from. Some of the older fabrics that I noticed on my prior visit that were from China were still there in the store, but the newer items were not from China. A lot of them were from South Korea, which is a place that I didn't see fabric coming from before. So that is a slight change. Also, I still saw a lot of fabrics from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh inside of the store. So I kind of think that a lot of businesses are just shifting where they are getting their fabrics from, not necessarily completely omitting getting items from overseas. Another thing that I saw was one single bolt of fabric made in the US, and I was super excited about that because that's something that I personally have never seen before. And I am a young person, of course, but it's just something that I personally haven't seen before since I've been sewing. So I was kind of shocked and amazed by that something like that could happen in that short of a time period. Overall, I sort of think that if the trade wars continue, that businesses will just shift where they're getting their materials from and not necessarily stop outsourcing. Because that's just what the evidence has presented to me that I saw at Hobby Lobby and also a few other stores. But we will see what happens in the near future. Please let me know your thoughts about this topic down in the comment section below, as I would love to hear from you. I thank you so much for listening to this very brief video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.